joining me. Cathy Clay is the global head of derivatives. Cathy, great to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
This is a busy show. We got kind of like mathematical on the last block. Let's talk some product here. Because you guys made 2 announcements this week.
We did.
One is a Mag 10 index with tradable stuff around it, and the other is continual futures in the crypto world.
That's right.
Tell me about it.
Well, so both of these obviously are really retail themed.
Okay, yeah.
If we start with the digital asset side, we are bringing to the market continuous digital futures in Bitcoin and Ether, which are really those perpetual futures that for many, many years have traded in high volumes offshore.
Right.
But now we're able to bring those onshore and to give traders that exposure to a perpetual type of contract for Bitcoin and Ether, looking to launch those in earlier November.
Is that just kind of a natural place to do that because people think about that asset class as being free and, without limit, basically,
Yeah, I think the perpetuals are popular because when, they're somewhat a de facto replacement for holding spot Bitcoin and Ether. And there are some complexities for those that don't maybe have their own wallet or, other things that get in the way. So when you launch a continuous digital future on Bitcoin and Ether, you make access to owning really that kind of spot exposure for a longer period of time without having
to monitor it.
Yeah, and without having to, the roll the future because it expires in a month or in a year. So our continuous digital futures have a 10-year expiry with a single daily funding mechanism to true up the accounts.
Okay. So this is something that might also be someone who's kind of thinking about a set it and forget it a little bit. Maybe someone, I'm trying to basically at every opportunity, these conversations connect the individual with the advisor, because that's what a lot of this is about too. And I wonder if maybe that is kind of the end client.
It's absolutely the case. I mean, when you think about having long-term exposure to Bitcoin and Ether, and you do want to just get the exposure and kind of set it and forget it, these are the perfect instruments to do that for sure.
Tell me about the Mag 10. It's just pretty fun because there's the Mag 7, but days like today in Oracle tell us that we probably need something that can adjust for how those top change.
Yeah, I mean, our entire effort here was to think about how do we bring to market the most magnificent stocks that are highly interesting to traders and investors. And the Mag 7, great, but it doesn't necessarily capture stocks that are going to move in and out of this thematic of retail investing and exposure to top technology stocks that have a component of AI, of course, in them. And so we wanted to expand to additional names that actually broaden the exposure. And that's why we went with the Cboe Magnificent 10.
Okay.
And we think it's going to be highly popular with the retail audience. Obviously, we announced it here at the Hood Summit.
MGTEN.
MGTEN, MG10. I think it should be easy to remember.
And you're going to have options on it. Crucially.
We are going to have index options on it.
Index options.
Crucially.
Okay.
So the index options, of course, are going to bring the cash settlement, the European exercise, and potential favorable tax treatment to this universe. And then, of course, we're also going to be listing the cash settled future on Cboe Futures Exchange. Both of these instruments are going to be clearing into the Options Clearing Corporation. So we think having a hedging instrument or an outright future, as well as the index options, gives a really nice ecosystem on this product.
I like this, and I'm going to make another connection into the advisor world because everybody is basically sitting on huge gains in tech. They don't want to sell it because they don't want to pay the gains tax, but they're worried about how concentrated it's in their portfolio is. And so you have a lot of solutions designed around that. People use option strategies to do it. Having an index that approximates a lot of people's concentration could be a way to kind of hedge out some of your exposure.
I think you're spot on. And when you think about having index options in particular, without the risk of early exercise, with the European settlement, it's going to be a very popular product for advisors, as you're saying, to use these options as a way to overlay portfolios with that concentration risk.
Exactly. All right. Okay, so tell me about what you're learning here. Give us a little peek into the future. What are you thinking? What are you excited about?
Yeah, I mean, this has just been an incredible conference. This is my first time at the Hood Summit. I didn't go a lot. You too? Okay. I just am fascinated by how engaged this retail trading community is. I mean, we hear about the rise of sophistication in the retail trader, but truly the appetite, the hunger, the learning, the paper trading that's happening here, you can tell that they are wanting to
yeah.
actually grow their level of sophistication.
No, they're not messing around.
They are not messing
around. They mean serious business.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And they were treated last night to a whole host of new features coming to the Robinhood platform. So I think we're going to be somewhat game-changing and elevating even more that retail trader level of sophistication.
That feedback, I love the way that they did, Q and Vlad did the session about new product where they had people vote. It's a good idea, and I imagine, you know, obviously what everybody does behind the scenes in a way, but to source kind of the customer very specifically and say, we're going to design something, you know, that you want.
The only problem with that segment was index options in the overnight session was one of them.
Oh.
And I thought it should have won. It got a lot of applause.
But you had a dog in that fight.
But I had a dog in that fight.
Okay, well, we're in Vegas.
But see, then we were able to announce the Mag 10 coming, which will be in the overnight session. So another product of index options that we'll be placing in a 24/5 scenario.
MGTEN. And perpetual futures coming for crypto. Cathy Clay, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing. Thanks.
Great conversation.
Thanks.